Welcome, everybody. Let me just double check. Headphones are in, microphone is tuned on, we're turned on. And let me just double check my tech settings and adjusting so I'm sitting up straight. Checking the tube of you and the book of face just to make sure that everything is broadcasting correctly before I run our regular intro video and make my introductions. I hope all of you are well and had a fabulous week. We are in new moon in Aquarius energy right now. So I'm sure we will touch upon that during the astro-weather. But first, let me just do my tech check. Because there's been no pre-scheduling going on here, at least not this week. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, book of face looking good. Tube of you. Buffering. Okay. Yep. And I see that Katie's here and doing those tech checks as well. So appreciate. I'm sorry, Katie. I don't know what it is with that. Hello, working here on Tube of You and on the Book of Face, and no notifications on either platform. So you were late. That's okay. 6:50. I was late too. Technically speaking, that is. So let me go ahead and load up our regular intro video, and I will be back in about 20 seconds. Let me see if I remember what I called it. No, not there. Not the podcast episode that I just recorded and produced all in one day. No, not that. And it's loading. All right. Looks good. Yeah, I will be back in about 20 seconds. All right. Very good. Very good. So welcome to everybody and another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with your own special gift, your own intuition, because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. I believe this very, very firmly and with all of my heart, that everybody has intuition. And that's, sometimes we've just got to unlearn all of the things that we did to cover up the things that we already knew as children. Do you know what I mean? I think you do. Anyway, welcome to the episode. Tonight, we do not have a fixed topic. I was thinking about teaching the Celtic Cross tonight, and then I was just like, you know what? I've already done enough today. I have produced enough content today that I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel like talking about the Celtic Cross this evening because it's probably gonna take a while. That might be a mega episode. Talking about the Celtic Cross. So instead, we're just going to do our regular pillars of the live stream and stick with the astro-weather from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest. We might do the mid-episode reading, and we're definitely going to do the weekend forecast, and I'm going to be pulling the weekend forecast from the Starseed Oracle. So you're going to kind of get, if you follow me on all of the things and follow everything that I do, you're going to get like a real whammy of content today and this week, because let's see, what did I do? There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. So before we get into the AstroBiz Digest, let's see everything that I did today. I did a podcast episode of the Tarot by Hilary podcast. I know it's been about a month since I've done the last one, but I did a podcast episode. It's about 10 minutes in length. It's available on the Tube of You and on wherever you subscribe to your podcasts. If you want the visual version, you can look on the Tube of You. If you want the audio version, you can, look up the Tarot by Hilary podcast wherever you subscribe to your podcasts. But be on the lookout for the week ahead reading for February 9th to the 16th of 2024, because that is the podcast episode for this week. I pulled 3 cards, an oracle card for you guys to let you know what was going on in the week ahead. And I was just not surprised. I wish I was surprised, but I was not surprised at all. Katie says, I just listened to your 3-card reading for the week. Awesome, Katie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was, whew. Yeah. It was something, all right. So I was just like, what am I going to do for this week's episode? Because I do want to get back into doing my podcast episodes. And not just saying that I have a podcast, but actually, producing content for the podcast. And that's an excellent reason to be late, Katie. That's why I was late. Yes, that's our story, and we're sticking to it. So I was asking, because on Fridays, we record the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast with Jamie and Melissa. And even if we don't end up recording an episode, we usually end up discussing upcoming plans, upcoming episodes. And then also we did a little bit of a teaser preview on the Gram of Insta. You can follow us there at CardslingersCC if you're so inclined. But we posted a little bit of a teaser for the 100th episode. So you guys kind of have a sense of what we're planning for the 100th episode to celebrate. So things are in the works, but mark your calendars for April, because that is when the 100th episode is slated to happen. I can't remember the exact date in April, but it is in April. That's when we're going to be doing our 100th episode. And it probably will be live. So it's what you guys have been wanting. It's what you guys have been asking for, and we aim to please. So there was that. So yeah, I have my list right here. I literally have my to-do list right next to me. So podcast episode, I was able to produce that. Katie mentioned that she already listened to it, and the cards have been coming for you of late. LOL. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I know. I know you all live for when the cards come for me. And Fran is also here. I'm here. Hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well, Fran. So yeah, podcast episode, Card Slingers. Yeah, so we did not record an episode, but we did a lot of planning today. But new episode of the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast dropped today in honor of Valentine's Day coming up. We talked about soulmates and twin flames. Why? Because we were feeling snarky. And so that's the reason why we did it. So that episode was, I think it's just called Let's Talk About Twin Flames, something like that. Let me see. It was right here. All right, there's my stand. There's mine. All right. Let's see. Hold, please. Your call is very important to us. Yeah, so episode 95 dropped today for Card Slingers. So we're close to the 100th episode. So we talk about soulmates, twin flames, and kindred spirits, and relate it back to tarot readings and the divination community. The concepts, the pitfalls to avoid, and how to deal with clients who seek their ultimate love. Um, yeah, and also we discuss a little bit in the episode, like kind of the cards that we see to differentiate in a reading whether or not it's new relationship love, the high of endorphins from a new relationship, um, instant connection, kind of like sexy, sexy fun time, versus whether or not this is a real deep romantic relationship. Um, but there's a lot of weird information out there about twin flames and soulmates, and I say it a lot in this episode, so I'm just gonna I'll spoiler it here. I say it a lot in this episode, but the concept of soulmates and twin flames to me is a really excellent excuse for bad behavior. And so I try to steer the conversation or the reading away from that kind of verbiage because I think it excuses a lot of bad behavior. And I do talk a little bit about my past relationships in this episode. So, you know, those of you, there are some people that say, oh, don't write about it or don't talk about it because that's unfair possibly to the person that you're speaking about. First of all, I don't name the person. And second of all, if they wanted to be written about positively or spoken about positively, they should have behaved better. I don't remember who originally said that, but it's a rough paraphrasing of someone that I think is a memoirist or an essayist, and they're just like, well, okay, if they didn't want to be written about in a bad light, maybe they should have behaved better. That's what I have to say about this episode. Yep. Friends, like, there you go. Exactly. And I feel like I've said that before, even on this live stream. It's just like, you know what, if people are so concerned about their reputations, then maybe they should have thought about that when they were acting like an asshole. So new card slingers episode for your delectation. Enjoy and let us know any feedback that you might have about both the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast and my own standalone podcast, the Tarot by Hilary podcast, especially the week ahead reading. Like, I want to know, is that something that you like? Is that something that you guys are interested in? Would you like to see more of that kind of thing? Let me know. And also let me know if you enjoy the podcast episodes that are both audio and visual. Sometimes I will record a podcast episode and record it over Zoom because it's just easier for me to record through there and then upload it. And then I can upload it to the Tube of You. And I can also upload it as an audio version for then different podcast platforms. So if you like having the option of both, let me know. Just let me know. I also posted card of the day. Card of the day today was the Ace of Wands, which made me laugh and giggle, and I realized that my friends have a very bad influence on me because I can never see the Ace of Wands as anything but, well, you know what. So, and I think that was it. I think I got through everything on my to-do list that I wanted to get done, but it's been a very busy day. I'm not going to lie. It's been a busy day. There are also other things on my to-do list that I am not at liberty to discuss yet. So hopefully I can share it maybe by next week at this time. And then the one thing that I didn't get done on my list is pulling cards for the big game that's happening on Sunday. But then again, I'm just like, I can pull them tomorrow. I don't know whether or not you guys are interested in that sort of sports ball predictions. I don't know. I will probably end up pulling cards either way. So just let me know if you want to want me to make the results of that public. So Katie says, I recall a friend saying that her mother met her soulmate and they were horrible because her mother had to learn something and the soulmate came to teach her. Therefore, the idea that soulmate is a happy, good thing is not accurate. Correct. Yes. So we do talk a little bit about that in this episode, in the Card Slingers episode on twin flames. That is kind of the definition, not necessarily of soulmate, but of twin flames. That it's just like that person is there to teach you a lesson. And it's usually, I don't necessarily know if the packaging of it is the best. So we do provide a link. Like I read from a webpage about their definition between soulmates and twin flames. No, they're not technically the same thing. But also the website that I read from, I don't necessarily endorse either. So anyway, long story short, lots of stuff happening from the Tarot by Hilary world. And, you know, you can go to tarotbyhilary.com and use the social media icons at the top and find all of that, you know, links to the podcast that I do, both Card Slingers and my standalone podcast, links to my Tube of You if you're not watching this through the Tube of You. Yeah, lots of stuff going on, and also some stuff that I can't talk about right now that I may be at liberty to talk about next week. But good things, very good things. So Fran says, some days it's okay if the only thing you do on your to-do list is brush your teeth. I agree. I did brush my teeth. Wasn't on the to-do list, but I did do it. Before I walked out the door, I made sure to brush my teeth. But I understand the point that you're trying to make, Fran. All right, let us dive into the AstroBiz Digest. So the astro-weather from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady. She has this wonderful subscription called the AstroBiz Digest, $99 for a year-long subscription, in which you get astrology in layman's terms straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I found it to be very, very helpful in planning my personal life. And also when I was full-time at my corporate job that I have since, you know, moved away from and doing this full-time. I found it to be very helpful even then. So even if you're not an entrepreneur and a business owner or consider yourself as such, I think it's great for any human that's working in the world and wants to know how they would be affected by the stars above, because we all are. So I usually pull the overall transits that are going on, and then I share the specifics for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I do not want to give away the farm. Please, if you're interested, if you're like what you're hearing, please consider buying yourself a subscription to the AstroBiz Digest for yourself. It's a really, really great deal. Anywho, let us pull that up. And let me see here. So I know off the top of my head, I know today is a new moon in Aquarius. I'm pretty darn sure. Yes, forecast February 5th to the 11th, 2024. Still weird that it's 2024. Don't know if I'm going to get used to that until probably the end of 2024. Yes. So two big transits happening this week. So this week begins with Mercury entering Aquarius. Suddenly, logic, tech, and innovation are trending. Communication needs to be clear and rational, no matter what the topic is. Keep it cool, whether you're replying to an email, hosting a meeting, or commenting on social media. When it comes to marketing, the public wants newfangled everything. Rather than the same old tactics or promos, do something unexpected and shake it up. Also, update your apps and your software. get things working right before Mercury sails into Pisces on the 23rd. So you do have time. You do have a bit of time with Mercury in Aquarius, because it's in Aquarius until the 23rd, where then it moves into Pisces. Now, new moon today. New moon in Aquarius occurs on today, February 9th. This is a great lunation to purchase new computers, update software, hire new employees, or sign up for networking classes or events. It's also dope for new community building activities, classes, or first steps on projects. And just a quick psst, it's also nifty for an impromptu dinner with your team if you have a team. Set intentions on groups, technology, and community. So, any questions on that before we get into the nitty-gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? But Friday it's focused on the new moon. Today, it's all about the new moon. And no one saw me snarf that, right? All right. Okay, Friday. So Friday, February 9th, right now. Host an inspirational live stream when the moon sextiles Chiron at 11:06 a.m. You could touch hearts then. The world is chaotic and folks feel uncertain. If you can be a port in the stormy climate, you could leave a positive impact. Watch out for disruptions when the moon squares Uranus at 3:35 p.m. It's best to keep your phone off around that time if you want to focus. The new moon occurs at 5:59 p.m. We already talked a little bit about that. And it also stationed void at that time too. So that's your cue to call it a night if you're not named Hilary and host a live stream on Friday nights. Today, Friday, February 9th, is a power day for Aquarius and a weekday for Leo. Yep, exactly. No, didn't see a thing. No, I am a consummate professional. All right. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday finds Mercury in a square with Jupiter at 8:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The energy is funky, stressful, and extravagant, and here for the entire weekend. Exercise caution with meetings, travel, and communication. Also, the moon will be in Pisces at 8:42 a.m. While this lunation is super sweet for creative work, it's better for self-care. My advice is to take this weekend off. You need to rest. If you insist on working, the hot spots for marketing are the Moon-Jupiter sextile at 10:05 p.m., Sunday's Moon-Uranus sextile at 3:07 p.m., and the Moon-Venus sextile at 11:31 p.m. It's best to automate and take the weekend off for play, bubble baths, and long dinners with your favorite people. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Pisces and weekdays for Virgo. That is a lot of information. So, and that's just for, the main two transits that are going on this week and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So at this time of the episode, I like to open up the floor and ask you guys, do you want to know more about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Was there weirdness going on in your orbit and you just want to know if there's an astrological reason why? Let me know in the chat and I will take a quick peek at the AstroBiz Digest and let you know if there was. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to shuffle these cards back into my deck from the week ahead reading that I did for the podcast. And I hope you guys don't hear that, but I think either my neighbors below or above are playing their music really loud. I'm not wearing my my wireless headphones right now. I'm just wearing my plug-in ones. So I can hear it clear as a bell, but should have put on my noise canceling headphones. If you wanted a comparison, by the way, between the Reflective Tarot, which is considered a mini deck, and the Darkwood Tarot mini, here's the Reflective Tarot. Here's the Darkwood mini. Yes, exactly. Hi, Jenny. Happy New Moon Friday. Yes, indeed. Also, that's another thing that I wanted to mention because I pulled the Ace of Wands today. Giggle, giggle, giggle. That in conjunction with the new moon. I mean, I mentioned this during the written in the written interpretation for the card of the day. You may want to take advantage of that and do some magic tonight. Do some magic, do some manifestation work, do some journaling, light a candle, do something, work with that energy, because that is what the Astro Biz Digest is all about, is working with that energy instead of against that energy. And especially if you are spell casting. Oh, wow. I think I just might have pulled the weekend forecast by accident there. So I'm going to take that and put that to the side. Where was I? If you're someone of the spell casting inclination, I think today would be an excellent time to be able to do that. What would have been a better time? Probably 5:59, the exact time, 5:59 Eastern Standard Time, the exact time that the new moon hit. When's the second best time? Right now. Or whenever you can. All right. Did anyone have any questions from about the Astro Biz Digest? Anything weird happening Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday? Let me know. Things were definitely weird on Wednesday. I will say that. but I think it had to do with the moon squaring Chiron, which brought out high maintenance types. So that was what I noticed this week, that it was definitely true. That portion of the Astrobiz Digest, it was like frighteningly accurate. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So it's like, let me drink my coffee and avoid all of that jazz. All right. Wow, that music is really loud and really distracting. So I am going to make an executive decision and say that we're not going to do the mid-episode reading tonight because I am super distracted by my surroundings. I wish I could say differently. I wish I could say I can focus and be able to give an accurate 3-card reading to someone right now. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to acknowledge when you're not going to be able to do the caliber of reading that you want to, and therefore you don't want to offer it because you don't want to give someone a subpar reading just because you're distracted. I'm glad, Katie, I'm glad that you can't hear it, but I sure as shit can. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. So my blue snowball mic must be working pretty well to cancel out any of that, but like I can hear it clear as a bell right now, and I'm not a happy camper. Anyway, I would love to move on to, unless someone really, really needs it right now. Unless someone really, really needs it right now, let's see, where is it? Let's update the settings to no. Do you know what? No. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force it. You guys are right. Katie says being professional with a smiley face. Okay, my version of professional. Let's put it that way. And Fran says, I'm good. Thank you, guys. But if you are looking to get a reading with me, you can do so. You can book at tarotbyhilary.com. And especially for paid readings, I'm absolutely going to grab my noise canceling headphones and block the fuck out of everything that's going on in my surroundings to be able to provide the most excellent of reading services for you. So never fear. Let's move directly into the weekend forecast. Because it's a doozy already. Speaking of the cards coming for me, and if you followed me for any amount of time, you know that the cards come for me time and time again. Mentioned that during the podcast episode 2 of the week ahead reading. So, but I was just shuffling the Starseed Oracle, which is we're gonna pull from, and this card kind of fell out, and so it's our weekend forecast. And ridiculously enough, I also turned to the exact page in the guidebook for this card. So there are no coincidences. There are no accidents. And we're keeping this episode short and sweet tonight because, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Annoyed by the music upstairs or downstairs, whatever. Kathy is here. Hello, Kathy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. here's your sign right here. So let's see. There we go. All right. So we received lifting the veil for this weekend. So lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So things are not always as they seem. This is coming from the guidebook. Things are not always as they seem. This era is one of uncovering mistruths, uncovering mistruths so that we can remember ancient truths. Everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that isn't in harmony with the planet will not survive. This goes for society and the world at large, as well as in our own lives. If you pull this card, you're being called to energetically scan your life for things that may no longer be a vibrational match for who you are and how you've grown and how you continue to grow. To dismantle the systems and ways of being that once served you and others, but no longer do. Some star seeds are here to lift the veil between the seen and unseen worlds, to shine a light on things that are inauthentic or unaligned with the survival and well-being of Earth, to stand for and protect those who don't have a choice or don't have a voice, to look deeper and question everything that previous generations did not. Some star seeds cannot tolerate things that aren't congruent. They're here to bring society and humanity back into harmony with the planet and the creator at large. If we tolerate things in our life that aren't aligned and congruent with it, we add to the misalignment of the planet. No pressure, right? You're being called to trust yourself, notice what's out of alignment, and then take the baby steps required to bring it back into harmony. This is no easy feat, but it's so worthwhile, both individually and for the planet. Ask yourself the following questions. What isn't congruent in my life? How am I being called to bring it back into harmony? And for those of you who are asking for readings, you can book a reading on my website, tarotbyhilary.com. What a whammy of a weekend forecast. Fran says, I feel attacked. You know, same. Samesies. And also the deep card, the bottom card from this deck is you are not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. So if you need a little bit more clarification on, you know, the lifting the veil card and how you're out of alignment or what isn't congruent, stop the people pleasing, please and thank you. You're not for everyone. You're not meant to be for everyone. You know, there are people who will love you very, very much. There will be people that hate you just for being you. And it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Yeah, so Fran says messages will be repeated until learned. Correct. Zuri's here. Oh my gosh, how are you, Zuri? Hi, Hilary. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. Katie says they keep coming for us. Always. Always. I don't know if it's they keep coming for us or they keep coming for me or they keep coming for us and me because they're in my hands. Fran says, let your freak flag fly. Absolutely. Oh, Andrea's here. Hello, Andrea. Exactly. Exactly. Katie says the cards will slap us around till we learn the lesson. Yes, and then they will slap us around when we're learning a new lesson. Because that's just how that works. I'm almost afraid to pull another card. It was actually kind of funny. I was looking for a particular deck because I've been this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to say it because it's that kind of group. I've been stalling on doing laundry because I could not find my laundry card basically for the machines. And I thought I had put it somewhere and I looked in that spot and it wasn't there. And so I was just like, oh, forget it. It'll turn up. It's fine. It'll turn up. If I'm really desperate, I can just use a Lenormand deck and try and locate it. I didn't need to use a Lenormand deck because this is what happened. I went because I wanted to use, instead of using the Starseed Oracle, I wanted to use the Work Your Light Oracle. Same creator, Rebecca Campbell, with artwork by Danielle Noel, but it's like a different vibe of a deck. We've worked with the Work Your Light deck before on this live stream. And so I'm looking around for it, not finding it. And then I end up looking in one of my bags and finding an envelope that I put all of our gift certificates in, or gift cards in, when we were moving. And I'm just like, ooh, this is like cash. Let me put these in an envelope and make sure that we're bringing them with us, and because I don't want to lose money. Like, that's not a way to live an abundant life. So I found those instead. Instead of finding the Oracle deck that I wanted, I found the envelope of our gift cards. And so I was just like, okay, this is important. This is like cash. I'm going to put it in the specific drawer that I have for like any little cash or change or whatever that I find lying around. Let me put that in there. So I put the envelope in there and I'm just like, oh, okay. Laundry card, gift cards. Wait a second. If I deemed that the gift cards were important enough to be put in this drawer, then I might have made that same conclusion and put the laundry card in there. And that's exactly where it was. So I don't need Lenormand. I just need to look for an Oracle deck. It's the same thing. So Kathy says brilliant. It's the same thing that happened when I was looking for a pendulum. So I was going to pull out my Petite Lenormand, Kendra's Vintage Petite Lenormand by Kendra Hotel, or the little cards, as my clients like to call them. And so I was going to pull that out to look for a pendulum, and ended up looking for the deck and finding the pendulum sitting next to the Lenormand deck. It's like, that's not how. All right, well, as long as it works. Oh, Zuri, I didn't know you were sick. Good, finally recovered from the flu. I'm glad that you're feeling better. I don't know. Maybe any guesses, any ideas as to where the Work Your Light deck is in my mess of an apartment? I'm open to different options. All right. I think that wraps it up for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. For those of you who are inquiring to ask, how can I book a reading? How can I get a reading? Can you answer a question? Yes, I can absolutely answer your question if you pay me. tarotbyhilary.com. There are different options available. I can read your cards via Zoom, Skype, phone, in person, and also there are email reading options as well. So feel free to book your reading at tarotbyhilary.com. I also do tapping sessions as well. Yeah, no, I know. Andrea says, pray to St. Anthony. It'll turn up. There was also another, this is going way back. So when I was a baby witch, one of the first books that I ever read on witchcraft was To Ride a Silver Broomstick, I think. by Silver. To Ride a Silver Broomstick. And Teen Witch by Silver Ravenwolf. And one of the spells that she had, I think, in Teen Witch was a finding lost item spell in which you describe the thing that you're looking for, crumple the paper, and then throw the paper. And supposedly it's close to where you throw the paper. So I might try that too, but I will definitely appeal to St. Anthony. My sister uses that a lot, and it works really well for her. I don't know if I have the same kind of results, but I will try. Zuri says, thank you. Appreciate the good vibes. You're very, very welcome. Kathy got here late. I'm glad I was able to catch a little bit of your live. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. And that's what the replays are for, Kathy. So feel free to take a look. It was a short one this time around. So thank you all so much for watching. Please check out all of the things that I mentioned in the episode. We've got a new podcast episode from both my standalone podcast and from Card Slingers Coast to Coast on Twin Flames. Judging from some of the questions that was getting asked in the chat, maybe you guys need to check it out. Maybe the people that were asking those questions need to listen to the Twin Flames episode, Card Slingers Coast to Coast, wherever you subscribe to your podcasts. Card of the day, did my tapping, did all that stuff. It was a very busy day. And I appreciate you guys. Katie says, thank you and have a wonderful weekend, everyone. You as well. And thank you all for your loyal viewership. I really, really appreciate it. We do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Around there, I'm just going to say we do this every Friday night. How about that? And please feel free to subscribe, share these videos, leave a tip in PayPal if you want to, paypal.me/tarot by Hilary NY. No donation is too large or too small and is definitely appreciated, but not required. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a fabulous weekend and a wonderful week ahead. Let me know if you guys want me to share the results of my tarot readings for the upcoming big game on Sunday. I don't know if you're interested or not, but I will definitely share it. Katie said, I recommended your tapping videos to a friend who needed it. Also suggested that they could book with you. Thank you so much, Katie. So Katie is referring to some of the tapping videos that I have on the Tube of You. So youtube.com/tarot by Hilary. There are 2 playlists available. One is EFT tapping, which is a curated playlist of different tapping videos from different tapping practitioners, not just me. And then there is another playlist that is called requested tapping videos. So those are a lot of those. The majority of those are mine. So yes, feel free to check it out. I look forward to helping your friend with tapping if she contacts me. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Great week ahead. And remember, you're not for everybody. And make sure that question everything and anything unaligned, anything or anyone unaligned must go this weekend. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.